Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. These streams never start right on time, meaning that from the point that you hit go live, it takes a few seconds for it to start transmitting your audio. So that's why I do that. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you're ever wondering that, there's a backstage pass to how Coach Eli's world works out here on YouTube. It works the same for everyone. So I'm just sharing why I do that. So you don't think I'm crazy. Some of you think I'm crazy no matter what I do. I could be the most sane person on the planet, and to some people, that's considered being crazy. Whatever. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Today, live from Red Morton Park here in Redwood City, California, where I live. The sun's going to be setting in about less than 15 minutes. So I'm only going to be doing 2 laps tonight, and the second lap will be probably more so in the dark, but that's okay. We've got lights around the park for the most part, and a few dark spots. We'll just use the front part of the camera and use the light on the front of the camera that you can access now from the YouTube live streaming app within the YouTube app itself. I hope you've all had a great day. My day's gone pretty well. Dawn's day's gone pretty well. And I've talked to some people behind the scenes. Their day's going well too. It's been a great day. And whenever there's a great day, it puts me in a great mood. And when days aren't so great, I still try to keep it positive, but it takes a little extra work, takes a little extra energy. Today was a nice, calm day. Today, I've got a great topic to discuss in an hour or less. We're going to be on probably for a little less than an hour. We're going to blitz right through these. Blitz right through these 2 laps here. Then I'm going to go spend some time with my lady. This is episode number 830. 830 of these now. Wow. We're getting ever so closer to episode number 1000. And today I'm going to be discussing learn from the past, but stop living in the past, right? Learn from the past, but stop living in the past. This is a very important topic here today, because everyone makes mistakes. No one is perfect. No matter how good you are at trying to do the right thing each and every day, even people that give it their best intentions to not make mistakes are going to at times make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? We all do things that we regret, right? But it's how we learn from those mistakes and then putting those mistakes in the past that allows us to move forward. Hey, Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. It is great to see you here. Good evening, Eli. Good evening to you as well, Tia. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Everything is going well over here on the flip side. Speaking from experience, Yes, I'm great, says Tia. Well, that's great to hear. Thank you. That's great to hear. Speaking from experience, I've made a lot of mistakes in the past. And I still make mistakes to this day. We all do. But I've learned to make far fewer mistakes. And I've learned to accept and address and, if necessary, apologize for my mistakes a lot quicker. And I'm able to move forward much faster. Because the more you dwell on stuff, the more time you're wasting from accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And that's pretty much the moral of the lesson here today. In my younger days, I used to dwell on my mistakes, right? The reason why I was dwelling on my mistakes is because I hadn't learned from my mistakes yet. I didn't understand that concept at a younger age. Even in my late teens and early to mid 20s, I didn't understand that concept. Even though I was a grown adult, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it until I reached my late 20s or early 30s. That's when I started to really understand a lot more about life. And that's when I really started to learn to even more so accept responsibility for my actions and things that surround me, right? A lot of times, many of us feel we have to constantly look back at the mistakes we've made and try to cover them up. Because we don't want to look bad in front of our peers, right? Our friends, our family, etc., right? But like I mentioned before when I've talked about this similar topic, your friends, your family, and your peers know when you're bullshitting them, right? So if you're going to try to cover up something instead of owning it, even if they don't call you out, they're going to know that you're full of shit. So the best thing you can do is come to terms with what you've done, own it, apologize for it if necessary, learn a lesson to not do the same thing again, and move forward. The same thing applies online and offline, okay? There are many people online that are dwelling in the past. Whether it's their own past, other people's past, and that includes me. It could be my past too. Like a lot of people dwell on my past, just for example purposes, right? It almost seems like nowadays, if you make a few honest mistakes on social media, right, and you learn from those mistakes, you put them behind you, and you move on to bigger and better, more positive things, there are always going to be some people that are going to dwell on mistakes or things you said by mistake or situations you were involved in 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right? It's almost like social media nowadays is never forgiving of any mistakes, even if you legitimately and genuinely apologize. Even if these people know that you're genuinely apologizing. And listen to this. This is why you have to learn to deal with this. Okay? We need to get past those people over there. Okay. Even if they genuinely know that you're... That dude almost ran into me. I had to come to the park today because it was getting dark. Didn't have time to go to the trail or another place. But even if people know you're genuinely apologetic and you've learned your lesson, a lot of people will intentionally not forgive you or pretend to not forgive you because they want to go back and use old content as current content to try to trash you. Now, I've learned to accept that on my end. I've learned to understand that that's how some people are. Those people are stuck in the past. And for people to have to dig back years to try to find something damning about someone because they've turned things around and they're a lot more vanilla today, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad because they haven't learned their lesson, right? Right? Okay. They haven't learned their lesson. They haven't been willing to turn things around for them. Right? They want to continue to try to belittle you because they have nothing better to talk about or no other content, right? You got to learn your lesson and then move forward. Because being stuck in the past is just not going to move you forward. It's going to slow you down. It's going to set you backwards. It's going to eventually put you into depression, right? ODN, I'm really not looking to talk about any of this, dude. I mentioned that several days ago. I'm really not looking to talk about specific people, man. I can't keep backtracking, dude. I'm sorry if that offends you. How have you been, man? Yeah, I don't pay attention to anything besides my content and other positive creators I follow on the platform. And I've got my family and my girlfriend to take care of, and I don't pay attention to any drama bullshit anymore. I don't. But I respect you. And I understand why you feel the way you feel. But I think we all need to, learn from our mistakes. Okay, but give me a second here. Hold on, give me a second. All right, we are back live. We should be back live. We should all learn from the past, our past, but stop living in the past. Let me ask you, ODN, respectfully, because we've known each other for a long time, and thank you for being here, by the way. And I say this with the utmost respect to you and Tia, and thank you for your continued support. Do you think that if we all continue to live in the past regarding certain aspects of our lives, online and offline, I mean, do you think that that's going to move our needle forward? We shouldn't have to be stuck in the past. We should learn our lessons and move forward. Audience, I understand. Well, that's great, ODN. I appreciate you saying that. It's all good, dude. I honestly, ODN, I don't really care who talks about me. Anyone can talk about anyone. And it's up to me if I want to choose to respond or not. And same thing for you, right? I'm not going to be living in the past. Because I've learned from my mistakes. And this is the thing I want to make clear here, that when I do topics like this, they're not necessarily catered to one particular aspect. It's a generalized thing. It can apply to any situation for anyone. Hey, Senator Palacio, how are you doing? I think people get stuck in the past because they have unfinished business. Well, that is true, Sandra. They get stuck in the past or stuck in the rut because they get used to the way things are, right? A lot of people like to shortcut things. If they can drag something on for a long time with minimal effort and not having to do something new that would take a whole lot of more effort. I get that, right? I don't agree with it, but I get it. You're right. Thank you for that. By the way, did you get my message earlier today, Sandra? I really want to thank you once again for your call the other day. I sincerely appreciate it. I mean it. I've just lately I've just been learning to even appreciate things more than I already was. Like a lot of things lately have just opened up my eyes and ears, and I just want to tone things down. I want to tone things down a bit, and just chill out and stuff. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of extreme high energy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm never going to be energetic again or high energy, but I'm 50 years old. I just want to chill. I just want to relax. I just want to spend time with my family, including my lady. And good folks like you that are easygoing and easy to get along with. And that's the message I'm trying to put out to everyone, you know? You are right. I ain't going to let go. Well, I understand, ODN. And look, ODN, you got to do what's right for yourself, dude. Whatever you feel is right for yourself. Maybe, ODN, maybe it's something that occupies part of your time when you have long drives. It gives you something to do. And if that's what it's all about, you know, do what you feel is right for yourself. I think it's a waste of time, and so do many others. But for you, if it's something that that enlightens you and makes you feel better about yourself, do what you got to do. I just think you're spinning your wheels in the mud, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's like, I get it, and I completely understand. I completely understand, man. ODN, were you near the hurricane? Sandra says, and sometimes hurt is hard to let go. Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing, Sandra. When you're out on like a platform such as YouTube, people know that hurt is something that's hard to let go. So sometimes people out here will intentionally hurt other people to get that reaction and create endless content off of their pain, which is really fucked up. It's a really, really selfish, inconsiderate, unkind, and unjust way to exploit someone for content. I've seen many people do that. And that's the thing I don't like that about social media is the stuff people do to antagonize people just for reactions. Many people do that. They antagonize people purposefully, and then someone is going to react emotionally, right? Because their feelings are getting hurt, right, Sandra? And then the creators that were antagonizing you don't let their audience know that they purposefully antagonized you. They say, oh, look at this person flip their fucking marbles, right? When they're the ones poking the bear all along, right? Right? And most people that are spectators don't understand that or don't care, right? They're just there for a shit show because they need something to keep themselves occupied from their pathetic, miserable lives that they don't want to fix, they don't want to work on, right? That's the truth of the matter. You know, it's a cop-out. It's, I'll tell you this, people that use drama content as their form of entertainment is no, oh boy, I'm out. That dog's out again. People that use, you know, drama content as their form of entertainment are no different than people that are drug addicts or alcoholic abusers or alcohol abusers, right? There's really no difference to me, right? Because basically, to put it in more clearer terms, people that consume drama content, listening to creators attacking other people, are just are trying to mask their own pain in the same ways an alcoholic tries to mask their pain or a drug addict tries to mask their pain. That's all it is. It's a coping mechanism. If you agree that all those things I mentioned, people that consume drama content, alcoholics, drug addicts, those are just different ways to cope with your misery. They are coping mechanisms. They all want to cry inside, of course. Well, here's the thing, ODN. They don't all want to cry inside. They're already all crying inside. How you doing, man? Yeah. The thing is, they're already crying inside, because here's the thing. People that have normal, healthy emotions would not need to consume that type of content, to consume excessive alcohol, to consume drugs. They would not need that as a coping mechanism if they were okay, right? In the past, I used to call the situation of people consuming hateful content, abusive content that creators make attacking other people, the audience that supports that, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a special phrase for it in the past. And it slipped my mind. I'm sorry. If I remember it, I'll make you folks aware. They need people that are just as sad. Yeah, well, they're all sad together, bro. They're all sad together. It's all good. Well, it's not all good, but hey, it is what it is. Weak people get joy from making fun of others. That's true. That's your dog friend, Ron. Yep, thank you, Sandra. Sandra says, I've noticed in other communities, it's the same way. There are just some nasty, mean people. Tia says, Sandra, does driving make you tired? Some people cannot handle that. Tia, Sandra says, Route 66 is cool. I was driving 10 to 12 hours a day. Wow. I respect the fact that you are going to try to stop talking about people who stalk you. Yeah. Sandra, I just went on a long drive. I just went on a long driving trip by myself. I like to drive. It clears my head. Yeah, me too. I love driving too. They enable each other. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Sandra. No, driving relaxes me, says Sandra Palacio. Yeah. It's a very humid night. It was warm today. It was like 85 degrees today. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. But as we all know, actions have consequences, right? Every action we take has a potential consequence, right? It can be good or not so good, right? For some people that don't end up learning from their mistakes, right? And they keep pushing the envelope and keep on going and going and going and going. Eventually, when you play with fire, you get burned, right? When you play with fire, you get burned. That's why I've never played with fire, right? Of course, it's a figure of speech. I've actually never figuratively played with fire either. But you get what I'm saying. ODN says people who do that stuff never learn, man. They think they are edgy, but it's just cringy, weird stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, man. I stand by all of my actions, good, bad, and different. I've made mistakes, right? I stand by all my actions because I've always come out and said, look, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And I don't intentionally try to make mistakes, but they happen sometimes. And sometimes those mistakes are taken out of context, especially on a platform like YouTube. And when it's taken out of context, sometimes there are people that can believe the different context over what actually happened, right? And it's almost forcing you as a creator to respond to bullshit which you want to ignore because you don't want to feed into stupid shit, right? And waste your time and potentially give other people more ammunition to talk about you when you don't want them to talk about you, right? It's almost like these people are very manipulative and they set you up in a way to the point of where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And that's, in those situations, if I choose to respond, that's on me. I may briefly respond or I may just ignore, regardless of the consequences. But in my head, I'm giving everybody that's like that a big F you. And that's all you can do. And I'm sorry if that sounds unprofessional, but sometimes, even if you're not going out there and publicly giving someone the bird, put on your cool, calm, and collective face. But in your head, you're like F you. You're not going to suck me in. You're not going to get me today. You're never going to get me again. No matter how much you amp things up. No matter how much BS you say about me. Right? No matter how much you try to get to people I care for to try to get to me because you can't get to me directly. And that's a big, big, big sissy move for both men and women. To start attacking people that you care for when they can't get to you. Right? Because you're strong enough to ignore their stupid shit, their bullshit, right? Right? See, that's a game that people have played in the real world. Even before YouTube came out, that's what people would do. If you were a strong, good person, and you built your success off of that, and you ignored BS, if people couldn't get to you, then they would go after your family. And your closest friends, right? And they do that because they feel there's no other way they can take you out or be better than you. And why would you have to compete in the first place? Because, like I've always said, the only person that I ever compete with is myself. Now, in my younger days, before I understood this train of thought, I used to be very competitive. I'm no longer very competitive. That doesn't mean I'm not going to give it my best shot. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying to be more and more successful. I will. But I'm not in this to compete with anyone besides myself, right? I'm out here to help people. And the only person I'm going to compete with is myself, because I want to better myself, because the more I better myself, the better I can help people. I stop along the way, says Sandra Palacio. Tia says, we are all individuals and unique, so leave people alone. No one is bothering you. I'll get to your message in a second, ODN. Yeah, Tia. I really appreciate the support here tonight. You know, 3 of the people I care for the most are here. Dawn is resting. Thank you to the folks that are here. ODN, it's sick to me how people support that kind of behavior, but they would be really upset if someone did the same thing they are supporting. You're right. That's the problem. That's why these people are mentally ill, ODN. The things, a lot of people say, oh, Eli, you're attacking people. No, I'm not attacking anyone. I'm calling you out on your stupid shit, your bullshit, because in essence, what you're saying, ODN, is they're not practicing what they preach, right? They want to preach all this, you know, we're good people, we're a supportive group, we don't do this, this, and that. Bullshit. You don't practice what you preach. And here's the thing. The funny thing is, ODN, I've made mistakes, many of them, over the years, right? Online and offline, I made mistakes, right? But I corrected those mistakes and I moved on from them, right? I stopped making those mistakes, right? There are people that are still making the same mistakes on this platform after 6 years, right? And they don't practice what they preach. And sometimes they may try to come off like they're practicing what they're preaching. But here's the thing. They're not holding their group accountable. So let me put this out here and say that if all of a sudden a moral high ground has hit you in the head and you're tired of dealing with drama and bullshit, right? And you want to move forward to more positivity, right? And you put out a statement basically saying that there are certain things that should not be done, online or offline, right? And you put that out there because what you're basically trying to say to the audience is, I really wish you would stop doing this stupid shit because it makes me look bad. Because if I associate with people that I'm close to and they do the same shit that I wouldn't want done to me or you wouldn't want done to you, then not only myself, we're all fucking hypocrites, right? So if you're going to try to turn things around and finally reach a higher moral high ground, and you're holding yourself accountable, and you're the leader of your organization, then you've got to hold everyone accountable to the same standard. Because if you don't, then you're full of shit. That's the truth of the matter. That's just an example out there for people that are two-faced, right? Now, the problem out on YouTube is this. If you're running a group, you shouldn't really... if you're going to run a group, you got to run a group with like-minded people, right? That are on the same page as you. If you have people that are not on the same page as you and are willing to do things that you're not, because maybe you've done those things before and you don't want to get attacked anymore, then you got to make some choices on whether you want to associate with certain people or not, right? But here's the thing. Disassociating yourself with people like that, guess what happens when you remove them? They start attacking you now. So, in essence, you basically fucked yourself by associating with these types of people in the first place. My suggestion is next time, make better choices. And have higher standards regarding the people you associate with. Because if you just allow any low-life, trashy scumbag to be a part of your group, then that's what you're going to be known as too. Whether that's who you are or not. You might be the coolest down-to-earth person in the world. But if you associate yourself with low-life, trashy, scumbaggy, degenerate people that feel it's okay to harm others when you are preaching it's not, if you don't hold them accountable, then you're no better than they are. And that's the truth of the fucking matter. Tia says, exactly, Eli. I learned the hard way, but it was the best decision I made on here. I know what you're talking about, and I'm so happy. You know what, Tia? I'm so happy that you feel like you're in a better place now. And I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of how you've handled yourself. I'm also proud to call you a friend. I even consider you like your family now. You and Sandra and ODN and Queen Helen Casey, along with Dawn and even Donna from the UK. She is a wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful woman. She reached out to me today. I'm not going to talk about what she mentioned. It's not super private, but it's not something that I'm going to put out there. I want to respect that conversation, but let's just say she's doing well and she gives us all her best, and she'll be coming around whenever she can. She's just been pretty busy with other stuff lately. 100% the right decision. ODN says they all might end up with rainbow bananas. You're trying to lighten me up. You're trying to lighten me up and take the stick out of my rear end, right, ODN? Listen, I don't have a stick up my ass, okay? I'm a grown-ass, mature 50-year-old man that's made mistakes. I've said things I didn't mean in the past. I've done things that I shouldn't have. Who hasn't? You know, it doesn't mean, you know, I'm broken and should be chastised for the rest of my life. You know? And it doesn't mean I also have a stick up my you-know-what, but I get it, dude. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. They are very hypocritical. They say you sound low energy, but well, see, here's the thing, ODN. I've decided to tone myself down. I can be high energy whenever I want. I could say, hey, I could change my tone right now. What's going on, man? Welcome. How you doing, brother? Right. See, I can flip on a dime. But I prefer not to. I'd prefer to chill and have great conversations with people and motivate and inspire people to learn to better love themselves, because when you love yourself in a non-selfish way, in a selfless way, and you take care of yourself and you're happy, then you're able to help other people at an optimal level. You got to take care of yourself first. That starts by loving yourself and being happy. Right? But like I said on a stream last week, ODN, I was saying there's a difference between having a soft-spoken voice and a monotone voice. Right now, I have a mediocre voice. If I was a little bit lower energy, I'd be like, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the show. This is Eli. But my voice is still not monotone, because you can feel the highs and the lows. You can hear the voice influx, right? You can feel the words as they come out of my mouth, right, ODN? You can feel the words. Now, I'm not trying to sound weird by saying that, ODN, but you get what I'm saying, right? If you can't feel the emotion out of someone's words, then you're going to get bored. You're not going to be able to relate to it, right? %. The right. Okay, sorry. Oh, Tia is laughing. Is that the crying out of laughter emoji? It is. To ODN, LL, right, Tia? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Small man syndrome. We got to rev up our four-banger. Rev up our four-banger engine, because our pee-pee's too small. I'm sure you folks heard that. Like, I think that was a Tesla. Was that a Tesla? No, Teslas don't even sound like that. Because they're all electric. That was like a 4-cylinder motorized car. Well, gas powered car. Gas motor, not electric. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. We should be back live. Yeah, today we've been talking about learn from the past, but stop living in the past, right? I'll tell you, every single title of any video or live stream that I create has a specific meaning to it, usually. Usually. Sometimes it could be more general. I mean, there is a generalized aspect to all my titles, but I'm typically inspired by things that I come across that influence my topics, right? And this title here tonight has a lot of meaning, because if you keep living in the past and you dwell on the past, eventually the past will catch up to you. The past will catch up to you. And you will end up paying the price for something that you're going to wish you didn't pay the price for. Because you just couldn't let go of the past. You got to let shit go and move forward. Right? When you don't let shit go and move forward, you keep dwelling on the past, you end up paying the price one way or another. Keep that in mind. Karma, absolutely, ODN, absolutely. Now, I gotta watch it because I don't want that dog to bite my nuts off. That dog is out tonight. I wonder if I brought Bochi, Don's bigger dog. That's our dog, but they're Don's dogs. I've adopted them. I love them, but if I brought Bochi out here, I think Bochi's a little bit bigger than that dog. That dog is like, I think like 30 pounds, 32 pounds. Bochi's 44, 45 pounds. I wonder how Bochi would react to that dog. They laugh now? Yeah. I crossed the street, and I'm going to cross it back again in a second. Yeah. Folks, start getting your final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. We're going to go off the air in about 5 minutes or less. We're at 52 minutes. Thank you so much to the 20 people that are here. We greatly appreciate you. Maybe, let me just turn on. Yeah, let me turn on the front light here. Update regarding my aunt who had surgery. She's doing quite well. My mother has been caretaking for her. I got to go see my aunt really soon. I'm just waiting for my mother to tell me that, she's well enough for a visit. She's getting there, but she's doing great. My aunt's a super, super strong woman. I've talked about my aunt before, ODN, and my aunt, the one that owns the beauty salon. Well, she sold the business, but she still owns the building. She leases out her 2 commercial properties out in San Carlos, California. That's good news. It's great news. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. ODN says, sorry. Yeah, much love to the aunt. Yeah, thank you, dude. Yeah, Aunt Leitz is a strong woman. Strong woman. Great businesswoman, great family woman, great mother, great aunt, great sister and sister-in-law, sister to my brother, sister to my dad, who passed away a little over 14 years ago, and great sister-in-law to my mom. My mom and my aunt used to kind of butt heads a little bit in our younger days, but they still got along. They get along well now. And my mom has been telling me about my aunt that, your aunt is difficult to deal with at times. I said she's a very strong woman. She always has been, just like you become, Mom. Oh, I know. It's just sometimes it's so difficult. Well, sometimes we can all be difficult, Mom. I'm difficult. No disrespect. You're difficult. That doesn't mean we don't love each other, right? Yeah, you're right, son. Yeah, it's all good. That's all. That's it. When you grow up and you mature, you learn to just chalk shit up to, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Everyone is unique. Everyone is different, right? We're special in our own unique ways, right? That's good to hear, says Tia. Thank you, Tia. I really appreciate that. I really do. I'm just going to walk around here a few more minutes before we go off the air. I don't know where I'm hearing that's coming from. Okay, let's walk over here and get away from wherever that music is coming from. Tia says, Odin says, it's sad. People are so jealous of your family. Uh, well, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about. Hold on, man. Hold on. It might have been that lady in the stroller. It sounded like Asian music. I couldn't make out what it is. Oh, look over here. So this is the reason why they're building all these buildings, and I think it's going to be an Olympic-sized pool along with some um, other rooms. It's going to be the YMCA, the Redwood City YMCA. I believe it's going to move over here. This is going to be the new state-of-the-art senior center. They're going to tear this down. I mean, this is going to be like the most state-of-the-art YMCA ever. Like, this is just incredible. I used to go to the YMCA. That's about a mile that way off of, I believe it's off of Hudson Street. And the building's an okay building, but it's an older building. It was cool back like in the late 70s and early 80s when I would go to the Y. But looks like the Y wants to upgrade. I believe the YMCA, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they're a nonprofit organization. So they probably made some arrangement with the park here. And look, having the YMCA here at the park is going to drive more people to the park. Hey, Raleigh, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Looks cool. Yeah, man. Everyone enjoy your weekend. Thanks, Eli. I enjoyed your walk. Good conversation. Yeah, today's Thursday, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to wish everyone a happy weekend. But yeah, thank you, Tia. Appreciate that. What's up, Odian and Tia says, bye, you repair guy. Oh, nice, says Tia. All right, folks, I got to get going. We're at 59 minutes, about to hit the 1 hour mark. This will be a 1 hour stream exactly. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening or night. Or if it's daytime already where you're at, hope you're enjoying your day. Hi, Raleigh. Not much. Looking forward to working in my yard tomorrow. Beautiful weather. Awesome. You give good advice, Eli. Well, thank you, thank you, Odian. I mean, I appreciate that, dude. Seriously, I try. Hi, Raleigh, says Sandra Palacio. Love you all, folks. Hello, Sandra, says by Repair Guy Raleigh. Have yourselves a wonderful night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.